Hey guys, Vas here from Aussie Playground with a very quick unboxing of a new quadcopter that I just picked up. This one is called the Aviator, and you can be forgiven for thinking that it looks exactly like the Alias, but it's not. As far as I know, it could be made by the same people, it could be an exact replica of it, but I decided to get this one because of the price, and given that the Alias here in Australia is actually quite expensive, this one I got for under $55 Australian, and that included delivery. The website is called GearBest. I will have a link down in the description for you guys to check out for yourselves. And I'm very curious to see how this quad compares to my Alias, because I do have one of those. And I want to see, if the motors are going to last, how the stunts perform, how fast is it stable, all of these things, and just give you guys a little bit of feedback, given that it is so much cheaper than the original Alias. If it performs, even if it's not exactly the same as far as performance, but if it performs close enough, it's a very good compromise. I mean, it looks exactly the same. It's the same size and everything. So let's dig into the box and just show you how it all comes packaged up. You can see my box here has taken a little bit of a beating on the way over. Probably got into a fight somewhere in transit, but it made it okay. The quad and everything else is intact, no damage done to any of the components. You can see it comes with a full set of spare props. It also comes with prop guards, which is something that the Alias doesn't come with. You got your remote here, you got your USB and a little tool to change out your props in case you do break one. And I'll show you very quickly. I have my Alias here, and you can see just how identical these two are. They're exactly the same size, and canopies and the design and everything else is just exactly the same. The remote itself is also very much exactly the same. So it actually says Exceed here, which is interesting. But on the front of the box, there's actually a different brand, and I'll see if I can show you that. Here it is. There's a different brand just there. I'm going to see if the camera will focus in on it, because it's written in very, very small lettering. Hopefully you guys can make that out a little bit. Now, I will have to reposition the camera. I'm going to have to cut this guy out of the box, and then we'll have a bit of a closer look at it. Alright, so here's the quad out of the box. I'll quickly run you through everything that you do get in case you missed it. There is a manual underneath the packaging of the quad, so make sure you look for that and hang on to it, because of course there is a lot of useful information in here. How to charge it, how to program it, how to do the flips. All of these things will be provided in the manual, of course. It is written in English, and there is also a little Chinese section on the back as well. Really handy to have if you're a bit of a newcomer to the quad scene. The spare parts, a little baguette. Of course, there is a USB charging cable, the little tool as I mentioned. They also give you different thumb pads in case you don't like the ones that come on the remote. If you're a bit more of a pincher, they do provide you these little sticks in the packet, so you can swap them out. And there's also some spare screws in there, which are actually used for the props, for the prop guards rather. So these actually slide underneath the motor just like so, and there's a little hole in here, which I'm not sure if you guys can see. You might be able to actually, where you mount those screws to prevent the prop guards from popping off. I'm not going to push this one in all the way, because I have noticed that they are a bit rigid, and they're a bit difficult to get out. So as you can see, they kind of curve up a little bit, so I'm assuming that once they're up all the way, it actually offers a little bit of protection in case you hit the ceiling. So if you're flying the quad indoors, might be a good idea to have these on. Obviously, to protect the blades from hitting walls and smashing into ceilings and all that type of thing. So we'll get rid of all this. Full set of props, as I showed you earlier, so most quads provide that in the box. And the remote itself does not come with any batteries. It does run on 4 AAA batteries, so you will need to supply those yourself. And it looks like it has the same menu display as the Alias. Whether it has the same functions or not, I'm not 100% sure. It does have a couple of shoulder buttons here up top, so one would be perhaps for changing rates, the other one will be a flip button. I'm not quite sure how programmable this is. As I said, only just got it. It does look like it has the little speaker just like the Alias, so it may actually give you a audible low voltage alarm, which would be pretty cool if it does have that feature. And now for the quad itself. First thing I noticed when I took it out of the box, guys, is that it has these very long rubber feet on here. The Alias does have some rubber feet, but they're quite shallow. Which is ample for you to land the quad softly, whilst these ones here are really quite long, so you end up with a lot of clearance, which is a good thing. It's by no means a bad thing. It's just kind of odd to have such long rubber feet on this quad, but anyway, that's totally fine by me. Underneath there is a battery here, and this guy is a 600 milliamp one cell. The Alias does have a 650 milliamp, and it is a slightly different size. It's a bit thicker, so the batteries themselves are not interchangeable, although they do have the same plug. And then it just plugs into this little guy here, which I've clipped away. If I can get him out, there we go there. So just plugs into this guy. It doesn't look like there's a lot of attachments that you can put on the bottom here, but there is something here, and I did see something on the box about a camera, so perhaps there is an optional camera out there somewhere. I didn't see it on the website, but that's not to say that they may not stock it in the future. And that's pretty much the quad itself. A couple of other differences I've noticed as well is that these little guys here actually have some screws holding the prop in place. So whilst the Alias kind of screws in from the top, this one actually screws in from the side, which is kind of different, I guess. So it does, you know, move fairly freely, and I haven't plugged it in yet, so I don't know how it flies. I don't know anything. I'm hoping to get this battery charged up very, very soon, pretty much as soon as I'm done here, and hopefully get it out to my near my BMX track where I normally run my RCs, and possibly give you guys some flight footage in the coming days. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out the video description for a link to the quad, as well as a link to my Facebook page, which should keep you a couple of steps ahead of what goes on here on YouTube. That is it from me, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will speak to you next time.